Hello and welcome back to my second channel, everyone. I was debating whether I wanted to put this on my main channel or my second channel here, but I decided to do it on here because I don't know, I just want to post this and put my opinions out there on the brand new Topfin, aka Petsmart fish tanks, because I don't know what their obsession is with tiny tanks, but they decided that it was time to make more. When I was in Petsmart the other day, I actually saw some of these in person, and obviously not, out of the box. My intention is definitely not to buy any of these because they're just not suitable, but here's my reaction at their attempt to create more fish tanks and lure more people into buying them, even though they are not the right size. So for starters, this first tank is not labeled as a Betta fish tank, but I can mostly guarantee that people would use it for a Betta. It is called the Topfin Shrimp Implant Oasis tank, and it's 3 gallons. 3 gallons is like a very small amount of water. And pro about this tank is that they aren't advertising it for fish. They're advertising it for shrimp, which can live in smaller aquariums than like a 5 gallon that is the minimum for a Betta. I also do like that in the picture that they show for this tank, it is all live plants, or it at least appears to be, and it looks like some sort of plant substrate. So a well aquascaped tank is what they're displaying. So they're not really portraying that image. If I'm looking down, I'm looking at my laptop at these tanks, but at least they're not advertising like some glow Betta tank and like just a bunch of artificial things that are really bad for your fish in your tank. But at the same time, it is only 3 gallons. I never understand why companies don't just increase the size by a small amount. Increasing it from 3 gallons to 5 gallons is not going to cost you that much, and it just kind of shows that you're looking for profit and not for something that's actually suitable. Now, like I said, they aren't advertising it to be for fish, but like I said, a lot of people will definitely buy this for a fish. I have no idea how the filter on this thing is going to work. It looks like a makeshift sponge hang on the back filter. I could be wrong. Maybe what they're trying to do is create a hang on the back filter and then have this like little sponge attachment so that the shrimp that are going to live in here don't get sucked up. Now, don't get me wrong, people could definitely see this and use it as a shrimp tank and think it's for, think it's for shrimp and not for fish, but chances are low. So I feel like we could have just made the tank 2 gallons bigger, and it would maybe deter people from putting anything living in. I'm gonna save the best for last, but this tank here, they decided to call it the Topfin Clear Vivid View Aquarium 3 gallon. Again, I don't know what their obsession is with 3 gallon tanks, but there's another one. Also, the retail on this tank, this 3 gallon tank that I'm showing right now, is $54.99. Doesn't come with anything but the tank and like the light and the filter that I'm sure is not great, but $55? So the design of this looks similar to like a jellyfish tank. I don't know what the design they were going for is. I feel like this may not be the most sturdy tank, and I feel like it may break. I'm also not sure if it is glass or plastic. I'm not really sure why they call it, it's acrylic, okay. But I'm not sure why they call it Clear Vivid View. That's a really boring name. But on top of that, it's these 3 little LED lights. It's a small tank. I can just see this getting knocked over so easily. And the lid, it looks like, is just some plastic, looks like just a little plastic like lift up thing. So not much room for you to put your arm into the tank or a net or just really anything. Not that this tank is big enough anyway. But if you were to get this as a tank and use it, the usability of this is actually not that great. Also, they do advertise this one with a Betta in the picture, so people will definitely be using this for their Betta. And on top of that, if I can get a close enough picture, well, 2 things actually. The first thing is that on the filter in this picture, there shows this like line. It says minimum water level. I would say if this is 3 gallons, in this picture, that's probably almost a ½ gallon of water. So basically they're saying the minimum amount of water you can have in here is 2.5 gallons. On top of that, the slots that are on the filter are typically terrible filters. I don't ever find them, I barely use them because they're so bad. I find that filters that come in these kits anyway are usually really bad. And on top of that, Bettas don't like a lot of flow. I definitely can see this filter being way too much. Now, just to look at a couple reviews, everyone is giving it 5 stars. I'm not sure why. Someone did point out that there is a little hole in the top of the tank that makes it easy to fit. But what about the rest? What about like if you need to get into your tank? Like, how are you cleaning your tank? How are you doing really anything? Someone said it's sturdy, but considering they're rating a 3 gallon tank advertising for a Betta 5 stars, I'm gonna not take their review that seriously. Sorry. Altogether, just just no, just no. There's just absolutely no reason. Now, they decided that they wanted to come up with a tank that is specifically for a Betta and advertise it as the all-in-one. This one is retailed for $40. And I thought I saw this in the store the other day, and I guess I wasn't wrong. So, it is a 3-gallon tank, comes with a thermometer, comes with a fake aquarium plant. So already advertising that, hey, we just need a thermometer and a little fake aquarium plant, and that's great, and that's all we need. But to list off everything it comes with, so it comes with the aquarium, the hood with feeding door, the light, a 20-watt heater, which I'm gonna take a very, very far-reach guess that the heater is probably an under gravel heater, which if you don't know, under gravel heaters just heat up the gravel and then burn the fish, or can burn the fish. A water test vial, which hey, not too bad. A Betta leaf, a Betta Flow integrated filter, I don't know what that is. A fish net, okay. Filter cartridge and ceramic rings. So this one unfortunately doesn't have too many pictures, so it's kind of hard to tell. Maybe the heater isn't, after all, an under gravel heater. Okay, you know what? If I had to buy one of these tanks, I think I would buy this one. I wouldn't use it as a permanent Betta tank. Maybe a quarantine tank, but I still wouldn't be using everything it comes with because that filter just seems like it's way too big and that much of a flow is just gonna stress out a Betta. It may be adjustable, yes, but regardless, the 3 gallons that they're just advertising constantly for Bettas, I mean, hey, it's an improvement, a slight improvement from what they used to sell, or do in some stores still sell, but it's still not that great of an upgrade. They could have made it, again, 2 gallons larger. And as a side note, I own this Betta leaf right here. This one I find to be like pretty soft. It's like kind of like half silk, half plastic. However, the leaf that is in here looks to be like a very hard plastic. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like. Now for what you all have been waiting for, the finishing touch is the Topfin Infinity Edge Waterfall tank. Now this one only comes in a 10-gallon size, in a 20-gallon size. The price point is not much different. The 10-gallon for retail is $99 and the 20-gallon is $120. So for $30 more, you're getting 10 more gallons. I'm not seeing in here at all a filter. It looks more like, let's see. So it's showing ceramic rings, a filter cartridge, a water pump, and a flow head, but it's not showing where the filter is, which is a little concerning. I think the sizes of these aquariums is okay, but I have no idea how much bacteria this thing holds, how well the water flow is. I mean, this one does only have 3 stars. It has 3 1-star reviews and 3 5-star reviews. So let's see. This person just said, I had to switch, the fish ended up flowing out of the tank into the tray. That's not good. Now this one says, it's hard to see your fish. The waterfall wasn't clear enough to look through. Fish are always going for a ride over the edge and getting stuck. I wouldn't recommend this tank to anyone unless you are just wanting background noise. That I didn't even think of when I started looking at this tank, but I'm glad people pointed that out because I was kind of wondering where, you know, this waterfall effect was really happening. And it looks like they have this like little plastic like grate piece, but that just goes to show that this tank is definitely not safe. I thought it wasn't the worst. I thought at first looking at it, I thought it was gonna be the worst tank. Then I saw it was 10 gallons and 20 gallons. So size-wise, I was like, okay, well, it's bigger than the other tanks that they just put out. The fact that it's a brand new tank and people are already saying fish are just overflowing over the side, I mean, it makes perfect sense. I didn't even think of it. I wasn't sure how they really built this whole thing anyway. Not only are people saying fish are going over the side, but my thought process is like, where's the filtration? And how is there actual good flow in this tank? Where is it coming from? Yes, not only are fish going over it, but in terms of like, how does this exactly make sense is what I really want to figure out. I mean, yes, I'm sure it does in some degree. I'm sure there's probably more expensive versions of these in other brands that do actually function well. But given that it's a Topfin or Petsmart brand tank, I'm not really too convinced. And continuing on with like the bacteria, my thought process is there has to be water that is just sitting in this tray. I really doubt that for $100 in a 10-gallon tank from Petsmart that you're going to get excellent water flow where the water is coming over the tank, going under into the tray, going into the filter, coming back up, and that some water isn't getting stuck somewhere. Also, I can't imagine how you even clean anything in the tray or under the tank. I'm not even sure. I don't even know where to begin. So altogether, I'm just gonna say no. I'm gonna say for all 4 of these new tanks, Absolutely not. Yes, there are good points about some of these, but overall these tanks are just not safe. They're more for decoration. Unfortunately, that's what a lot of these large chain pet stores do when they create these tanks with these brands that they have, is they kind of just make everything look like a decoration. They want people to buy it because it's going to look good in their house, because it's going to have a certain aesthetic, because it's going to fit in a price point, because it's going to fit in a room or on a little stand or something. It's never really about the animal and the animal's quality of life. But with all that said, that is my reaction to these new Petsmart tanks. I haven't looked at them until just now, so this is actually my first reaction. The only one I saw in person was briefly that white one that I showed you guys that's like, looks like a jellyfish tank. And then the other one, the 3-gallon starter kit, I just took a glance at, but I didn't know anything about it. So this is actually worse than I thought. But there's your reactions. Comment down below what you guys think of these tanks. I think they're absolutely terrible. Like I said, I think there's some good points to them, but overall they're just not good. So don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and check out my main channel if you haven't already. And other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.